I've been doing a lot of writing over the last few days, weeks, a lot of thinking and a lot of writing about this change of administration that's happened in the United States. Now we have President Joe Biden. And in the world where I am, a lot of people are shocked when I say that I supported Trump, and they have their mouths go open. And there's not really understanding of what I identify as the permanent bureaucracy, the deep state, an understanding of concepts like globalism. And I wanted to give some concrete reasons, and I'm working on an article on Facebook because I know even Spanish speakers translate what I write and it can shed light on events. I wanted to give some concrete reasons why I don't agree with Joe Biden and why I think he's the wrong choice. But I always say that I'm not the typical Trump supporter, and I have been disappointed by Trump. But Biden's reaction to COVID, his support for abortion, his desire for globalism rammed through with pretexts like global warming, all these things go very deep. With Trump, it's like he could have stood strong against China and the COVID lies, but it was like a guy that waded into the quicksand to see how it felt and then got sunk. Because when you cut off the head of a serpent, you have to bury the head, or it will reconstitute itself and lash out. And he seemed to have some idea of the corruption, but he didn't seem to really be able to identify how deep it went. And for that reason, he bought the bait of the COVID-19. And people keep saying, well, the election was false and there was fraud in the election. And there probably was. I mean, that's pretty much been determined by now. But all 2020 was false. And the election was hatched from the egg that Trump laid. So Trump could have taken the United States along the line of Sweden, resisting the lockdowns and the hysteria. But he just went along with it, and that was his undoing. So I really question his populist credentials. But this idea that the president is just a puppet and that there's a permanent bureaucracy in place that has their own agenda, this is not on the radar of even most Americans. And I do believe that if we're going to have a valid critique of what's happening in the United States, we have to look at things like globalism, technocracy, the Great Reset that the World Economic Forum is pushing for. And I actually found as Trump the populist to be very refreshing, because he was the first candidate that I'd seen on the national stage identifying the problems with globalism. So we are still in Humbly, been making some touristy videos, and I hope to do more.